So the next thing we want to talk about, it's along the line of entertainment, but it's also kind of in politics. So I guess it's going to be like a nice bridge between um,
Segway. We like
celebrity,
segues.
right? Celebrity endorsements of political candidates. Obviously, liberal Hollywood seems to like really love Democratic candidates a lot. There's been a big get out the vote drive. I feel like it's always been there. MTV had been doing Rock the Vote since like 2009. So
Vote or die
yeah.
with P Diddy, where he dances like you vote, vote, baby, vote. So
Okay, yeah. So that so there's been a lot of that over the years. This one feels like you know everyone thinks like this is like the last election ever if we don't save democracy now, and like every celebrity is like in there. So generally you feel like, well, if they're a celebrity they're going to be for the Democrat, but that's not always the case, and that's what we're going to talk about today, right? So last week we talked a little bit about Ice Cube, working with the president on the platinum plan or the plan for Black America or whatever, and him getting flack over that. Even though he straight up said, I'm not endorsing anyone, it's just whoever can help Black people. Well, this week, Lil Wayne straight up, took a picture with Trump, shook his hand, be like, like that's my dude type of picture. And I think he tweeted about it, saying that
yeah,
he had
because
such a,
supposedly he likes the Ice Cube platinum plan and
yeah.
Trump accepting it.
Yeah, so you said I had a really productive meeting with President Trump and yada yada, and it was basically an endorsement, a lot more full throated than Ice Cube's endorsement. Right? So people are out there talking about
Flaming him.
Flaming him. Yeah, I think Yvette, I can't remember her name. The lady from Community.
Oh, you mean the only person that's blocked me on Twitter? Yeah, Yvette Nicole Brown.
She blocked you on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't think we have enough time to get into that right now. But yeah, Yvette Nicole Brown, she basically said about Lil Wayne's thing that there's no amount of goods that a white supremacist can do for me that would make me vote for them. Yeah. So and then a lot of people are talking about not canceling Lil Wayne, but like not wanting to patronize like his music anymore, or like consume his music. Um, Obviously Brett Favre endorsed. I say
Donald Trump.
obviously, yeah, endorsed Donald Trump as well. And he endorsed the Cindy Hyde-Smith, the Senate candidate in Mississippi for the Republicans. So what Zeus and I wanted to talk about is, I think, a couple of things. One, do celebrity endorsements matter? Does a celebrity endorsing a certain candidate drive votes in that direction? And then the second thing is going to be about, should a celebrity's endorsements dictate whether or not you still consume the work that celebrity does?
Exactly.
So let's start with that first one. Do you believe celebrity endorsements actually move the needle?
I'll say this. It might depend on the person. For me, and I'm sure for you, no. The Rock has endorsed. Well, he's never actually. I don't think he's ever endorsed a politician, but he has stated
he voted. He said he hasn't.
And if you've heard him talk before, I've always known that The Rock has been a swing voter, just from because I'm a huge fan of wrestling, and he is I think he's my third favorite wrestler of all time. So I know that he's done that, but if he had endorsed Trump, I would have been like, yo, Trump, that's weak. But I mean, yo, Rock, that's weak. But whatever, I'm still gonna buy Terramani because I like Terramani, right? Because like, if you guys, by the way, if you haven't had his liqueur, it's pretty good. But just don't freeze it because it tastes just like Jose Cuervo if you freeze it. But anyways, him endorsing Joe Biden isn't gonna make me vote for Joe Biden more. And it's also not gonna make me vote for him less. Lil Wayne endorsing Donald Trump, sure as hell ain't gonna make me vote for Donald Trump. So I think what ends up happening is the media puts too much, the liberal media puts too much weight on celebrity endorsements. I think a bigger endorsement and maybe that's just because me and you are political nerds. To me, politicians putting more, because is it fair to say that that Colin Powell might be a Democrat already, just because he endorsed Barack Obama twice, and he endorsed Joe Biden this time. I don't think he endorsed Hillary though, did he?
He endorsed. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he did. But yeah, Colin Powell has worked in multiple Republican administrations, especially at a very high rank in both Bush's administrations.
He did say he was voting for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, so he was very high ranking in 41 and 43's administrations. So his endorsement definitely carries weight. But like you said, after endorsing Obama twice and Clinton, he's basically a Democrat at this point. So I want to touch on the political endorsements thing before going back to the celebrity endorsements. I think the reason why political endorsements carry weight is because for you and I think for a lot of the American people, they know that if a Republican or if a Democrat is endorsing the other side, these are people making endorsements based on things that they actually know about.
And not only that, but it could be career suicide for some of them too.
Right. So I mean, these are people whose jobs it is to know this stuff, to know how NAFTA affects the everyday American, or to know what the effect of this tax policy is. The everyday American doesn't necessarily know the nitty gritty of that. So that's why I think it's held to a higher, esteem when politicians make those endorsements. That being said,
I think it depends also on the politician, because staying with Colin Powell is highly respected among military men, among military personnel, period. He is respected. I would think he's respected among Black Republicans, because there's a lot of people who are Democrats who said they would have voted for Colin Powell if Colin Powell had been the Republican nominee for president back in 2000. Because he, for some reason, has never wanted it, even though I think he would have been a great candidate for it. But I think with him, it's more along the lines of he knows that position corrupts and he doesn't want to get there. You know what I mean? But his endorsement, especially in 2008, carried a lot of weight.
Yes.
Barack Obama's endorsement, for some it might not. Like we talked about here with Raphael Warnock, the reason why his endorsement carried weight is because it automatically eliminated what's his face then Lieberman, right? It just immediately eliminated him from now Raphael Warnock is the main guy, right? So there are certain politicians that carry weight, but could you imagine if somebody along the lines of, I don't know, Lindsey Graham endorsed a Democrat, people would be like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, just because we know how off the rails they are, right? Like Ted Cruz would have definitely gotten so much respect if after Donald Trump talked all that crap about his wife, if he had actually endorsed Hillary Clinton. Yeah, it would have been personal, but a lot of people would have been like, oh, hold on, wait, this guy literally endorsed something that he's completely supposed to be against, right?
Yeah.
So that's why
knowing his politics, right? If Ted Cruz had endorsed Hillary Clinton, you're like, okay, Donald Trump must be really far away from what this guy sees as fit for presidency for Lincoln him Project. To go and endorse Clinton. Yeah, the Lincoln Project. The only problem with the Lincoln Project is, yes, we know it's backed by Republicans, but because it's a group, because it's a PAC, it's hard to kind of put faces to it. Like we know who's behind it. We know Steve Schmidt is behind it.
Conway.
George Conway is behind it.
And we know that he personally does not like Donald Trump.
Yeah. The guy that used to head the Republican committee. We talked about it last time. Black guy, Michael Steele. Michael Steele is a consultant on the Lincoln Project, right? But most people don't see that. They just see the Lincoln Project and they know it's backed by Republicans. I think it matters when it's an individual name. Yeah. Like John McCain, for instance. Oh, Cindy McCain coming and endorsing Biden. I think that carries weight. Even though it's not John McCain himself, it's that McCain name. It's the McCain legacy.
And not only that, but you're also going against your daughter.
Yeah. Well, Megan hasn't, endorsed anyone per se, but you kind of know where
defending him on The View. So
yeah, you know where she's leaning on that. So So yes, those big political names where you know what their policies are and politics are, their endorsements carry more weight for sure.
Yeah.
Now, going back to celebrity endorsements, I think for you and I, it doesn't matter because I think we're more in tune with the politics and the policies that we want,
But
and
there's the
and
flip side to that, right?
the celebrity endorsements just kind of they're just kind of reaffirmations, if you will.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, for the regular Joe,
yeah.
for the regular person, I think celebrity endorsements actually does matter in moving the needle because especially if you're someone who literally doesn't care about politics at all, but you love The Rock, and then
Yeah.
The Rock is like, "Hey, I'm endorsing Joe Biden and all that stuff." It might make you feel like, okay, maybe I should go look into Biden. I wonder why The Rock is so full throated in his endorsement. Let me go look into him.
But it does it depend on the on the celebrity. So do you think like over the entire masses, I would think the Rock's endorsement would mean a lot more than Lil Wayne's endorsement for like just say like because people in white suburbia love the Rock.
Yeah.
Right? They don't care about a lot of them won't care about Lil Wayne, right? Because of his music, excuse me, because of his music and all this stuff. So do you think some celebrities might carry more weight than other celebrities?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a matter of how many people hold you in high esteem, right? Like the Brett Favre endorsements might carry weight in Green Bay, Wisconsin. You
That's
know,
true.
especially if for a lot of them, Brett Favre was like one of the greatest quarterbacks in Green Bay history.
Falcon fans, we don't care about him.
Right. But he played like one game or so. Yeah, he's one of the greatest quarterbacks in Green Bay history. There might be some Green Bay Packers fans that don't care a damn thing about politics, but their great quarterback says I'm endorsing Trump. They might either decide let me look more into Trump's policies and see if there's something I like, or B they'll just be like Rogers endorsed him. That's good enough for me. And then they mark Trump. So I do think there's some weight. It depends on how much in high esteem you hold that celebrity. Like your point, a lot of people in white suburbia couldn't care less what Lil Wayne says.
But what about the one? But what about the black audience, right?
I don't think so. No. I'll tell you why I say that. I'll tell you why I say that. I think Lil Wayne over the years with his antics and just being in fact being very apolitical actually in the past and saying some really ignorant stuff about politics. I think black people know that Lil Wayne is just being Lil Wayne, is just saying things.
Yeah.
I think if a J. Cole, for instance, someone that black people who listen to hip hop know to be a thoughtful person, to not just say whatever just comes
Chuck
to his
D.
mind.
Imagine if Chuck D came out and endorsed Trump.
Right. So J. Cole, Chuck D, any one of those people, if they came out and said, I'm endorsing Trump, that's a bigger conversation. Then black people will be like, oh, maybe there's something here. Let me read into, because J. Cole isn't gonna just endorse Trump and not tell you why.
Yeah,
he's gonna go into a whole thing and you read into it, and then that's where that celebrity endorsement matters.
And going back to Ice Cube never endorsed Trump.
Yeah,
he just said, I'm willing to work, or I'm gonna work with Trump. And thank you for accepting my looking at my plan.
Yeah, for taking this meeting and actually, wanting to look at it. But he made it clear, I haven't endorsed anyone.
He made it very perfectly clear to Eric Trump.
Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna repeat that, but yes.
Look at the last episode, you'll see what we're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, celebrity endorsements matter if you hold that celebrity in high esteem, or if you think they have some sort of credibility. Otherwise, it's just low.
And what was the second? There was a second question you had.
Oh yeah. So the second question, no, those are the two, right? It says, do celebrity endorsements matter? No, yeah, those are the two. Do celebrities endorsements move the needle?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Oh no, so then that's one.
Oh no, the product. So the product does the product.
Right.
So basically, kind of answered it, right? Does it? Brett Favre endorsing Donald Trump is not going to make me say that he's still not one of the, great. I guess for sports it's different, right?
Well, okay, so no, because I don't think Brett Favre is a good example for this, right?
Yeah, because the thing is, you can't change the past.
Exactly. The framing of the question was around would you stop consuming this stuff? You can. Brett Favre's already retired. That's done. But like, if
I might not
now,
listen to him again though.
all right, now
You know, if he talk.
if now Lil Wayne decides to um put out more music, should that make you as a Democrat? I don't mean you specifically. I mean like the audience. Should that make you as a Democrat now say, "Nah, he supported Trump. I can't listen to his music anymore." Or can you separate the art
Yeah.
from the politics? Right? It's not like Lil Wayne went out and killed a puppy. He endorsed someone for president. I personally couldn't care less. Well, what do you think?
I really couldn't care less. But honestly, with Lil Wayne though, how relevant exactly? He's not 2007 Lil Wayne anymore, right? It's kind of like 50 Cent. The funny thing to me was that 50 Cent started talking crap. I was like, but didn't 50 Cent actually endorse?
Yeah, he said I wouldn't have taken this picture, and then they showed another picture of 50 Cent with Trump. So it's like,
Yeah. So, but 50 Cent just says stuff to keep him try to keep himself relevant as much as
yeah,
he can.
it's very
So,
self-serving.
but The Rock, I think, is the perfect example, right?
Yes.
Because The Rock is the highest grossing celebrity, if I'm not mistaken. He was definitely Forbes' highest grossing celebrity, 2018 or something like that? So he is one of the highest grossing celebrities. Now, there might be some people that I just refuse to watch. He supports abortions and, because he supports Biden and all that, how people like to automatically go with that.
Conflate.
Yeah, single issue, right? But they might, but I don't think the overall masses will be, because the thing is, if The Rock releases a badass movie and you've always liked The Rock's movies, you're still gonna go watch The Rock.
Yeah.
Maybe you might not have the greatest. Look, there's some celebrities or actors that are great actors that are straight up Republicans. I'm still gonna watch their movies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the one. He played the Consigliere in The Godfather. He's
Duval.
Robert Duvall.
Robert Duval. Yes.
Yeah, him. He in 2000, what was it? When did Obama run for re-election? 2012. He was like, we got to get this guy out of the White House.
Oh, Clint Eastwood too.
Clint Eastwood was interesting to me, but that was something that was just like, I don't know, because he even said it like after the thing where people were like, that was a weird thing. He was like, hey, they're the idiots that put me on the stage, So his was interesting, but I'm not gonna stop seeing. I still watch Gran Torino after that, even though I know it was released way before that, but I still watched it and I still loved it. There's a movie of his that I really, really loved that I guess it was $1 Million Baby. Yeah. I think $1 Million Baby was a great movie. Like, I'm not gonna stop liking $1 Million Baby.
I honestly don't understand all these people who are like, oh well, I guess that means I'm not gonna watch this now. I saw that a lot in actually not even just in 2016, like since 2016. Anytime a celebrity speaks out against Trump, they'll be like, well, I guess I'm not gonna watch their movies. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? Like,
there's a lot of people who say they're not gonna watch the NFL, and the Washington Redskins New York Giants game still had higher ratings than the last MLB game where the Dodgers clinched the World Series.
Yeah.
So it's just like, no, people are still gonna watch what they want to watch. No, don't get me wrong. I might be looking at them like, yo, why are you supporting this, POS, right? Why are you supporting this guy? But I'm still gonna watch your product. Yeah. I'm still friends with my friends who are voting for Trump's. Exactly. I'm just like,
exactly.
But what's the saying? Like the old school saying, I'm just gonna fuck with you the long way. I'm not gonna mess with you that much anymore, because I'm just like, because you're supporting things that are vehemently against what I believe in, right? Yeah. And then I'm just like, if you support this guy for this, how can I trust you with with a lot of other with our friendship, right?
Yeah.
But
you're ignoring a lot of these really bad things to
so I'm not personal friends with Clint Eastwood. I'm not personal friends, so it's a little different, I think, when it comes to that kind of stuff. But some people are just quick to cancel everybody for everything. That's one of the biggest things. That's one of the biggest issues, I think, with the left and the Democratic side, that we cancel each other out a lot on a lot of things. I think it's actually worse on the left than it is on the right. I don't know if you agree with me.
I agree with. Yeah, so I think. And
I'm not just talking far left. I'm talking about left, period.
Yeah. I think on social media, you see a lot of people on the right saying, well, now that this person has spoken out against the president, I'm not gonna watch this movie, or I'm not gonna watch this sport, or yada yada. But on the left, you see, and you're right, it's not a far left thing; it's just a left thing. You
Al
see,
Franken.
you see a lot of, yeah, you see a lot of, okay, you need to be gone. Yeah, yeah. This one thing you said that's wrong 5 years ago, you need to go.
Recently, what's his name? We were talking about him in the last episode, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, Chris Pratt. Yeah, they
Chris
try to
Pratt.
do that thing to him too.
He didn't even say anything though.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
hasn't said anything. It
But,
was just
but,
that people brought it up, and then it just started. They started a snowball effect with it.
but it was actually a stupid tweet that started it, where someone was like, "Which of these Chris's has
Which are
to
the best
go?"
Evans? Chris Evans, Chris Pratt, Chris
Pine, and then
Pine,
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, there's like which they didn't say which is the best Chris. Which would have been better? They said which of these, if you could lose one, which one would it be? And then everyone started saying Chris Pratt because of the Hillsong thing and all that stuff. Which
I'd say Pine just because his work isn't that great.
I liked him in Wonder
Star
Woman
Trek,
and the Star Trek. Yeah,
I wouldn't cancel any of them.
yeah.
Honestly, I like all of them.
I think the framing of that question also
It's horrible.
is a problem. It's a problem with our
You
society.
know what that kind of question is? That's a push polling type of question. Remember George Bush when he did that with John McCain? What would you say if you found out that John McCain had an illegitimate child with a black woman? Versus what would you do if John McCain had adopted a black daughter, which is what he did, right? So that's kind of like one of the, that's what it is. It's like a push polling type of question. And that's toxic.
It is. It is toxic. It's a problem with our society today. We're always trying to find conflict in the stupidest of ways. So, oh, which of these would you like? Why is that? Why is that the question?
There's a really good episode about that on South Park. I don't know if you've seen it, the one where Britney Spears had like half her head blown off or something like that. And it was a weird episode. And they were just talking about, I was like, yeah, well, we build her up to knock her down. And then it was like, and they kind of did like a Children of the Corn kind of thing to end it. It was like, and she's next. And they showed Miley Cyrus. And then what happened with Miley Cyrus? Remember, she had that whole issue where she was like trying to, you know what I mean? So that's toxic. That definitely is. But I guess basically this is a lot. We thought this was going to be a short segment, by the way. But this is basically saying celebrity endorsements really shouldn't carry that much weight. Political endorsements can. But really, it's about, at the end of the day, is who are you going to vote for based off of what you believe with that person's platform?
Yeah,
that's what
I think. The less you know about policy, the more celebrity endorsements will carry weight.
Perfect.
It makes you decide to look more into that because you're like, oh, this dude said that. All right, I think that was a good segment. It did run a little long, but I think it was good.